The only thing that matters in this situation is God. And people need to start putting their focus on that in their own families and stop trying to divide themselves from their family, whether they want to vote for Trump or not. It doesn't matter. But people are missing the point.
Han Meditations.
Hey guys, I'm Han. This is my wife Kelly. We are Han Meditations.
Hello.
And we're back with another video. Now, as you guys know, this whole shooting happened with President Trump, and he actually got hit in his ear. If he would have tilted his head just a little bit to the side, he would have died, and he would have been murdered right on TV in front of everybody. So we're going to react to this, and then we're going to give our thoughts and our perspective on this whole thing, because we think that everybody is getting this whole situation wrong, and they're not really paying attention to the important message that needs to be basically deciphered throughout this whole thing. So let's just watch this.
It was actually a minute or so before I started filming. My wife had nudged me and said, "What's going on?" And there was somebody running through the crowd behind us. And that's when we initially realized somebody was up on the roof. Somebody there watching the rally, trying to get a better viewpoint. And I didn't think nothing of it for a few seconds. And then shortly after that, a guy behind me said that he had seen him. He had a gun. And then when he said that, I moved over a couple feet and I was able to see him perfectly. And I seen he had the gun. And that's when I started to film. My wife ran up to law enforcement and was trying to tell them, where he was. But they couldn't seem to see him because they weren't in the right spot to see him on the roof. They were too close to the building. So it just got very hectic very fast.
Immediately, because like I said, there was commotion prior, you know what I mean? Like probably 2 minutes prior, there was a lot of commotion. That's why it caught my attention to look back, you know what I mean? So it was like, what's going on? Well, then people started to run, and then we hear gun. And it was just chaotic. It was so fast. First thing is find coverage. And it was just the scariest thing. There's not a lot of places you could hide there. So we were granted, where we were, there was only 50, 70 people. So it was sort of a small crowd, and we literally were trying to hide behind 2 trees just to make sure we weren't going to be, hit by the bullets. It was so insane.
All right. So as you say, people saw the shooter 2 minutes before, and people were alerting the police. People were alerting the authorities nearby. No one did anything about it. The perimeter wasn't secure. And I even saw a video of them saying that they gave Trump the worst Secret Service of all time. Anyone that has played Call of Duty or Rainbow Six Siege or something can hold a perimeter down. It's not that difficult of a thing to do. So the fact that you could have Secret Service and police officers see someone right there, get on a roof with a gun, holding the gun, and then nothing is done about it is absolutely insane and ridiculous. But people are missing the point. The point is, it doesn't matter what this guy's ideology is, because I've seen someone say that his thing is on the right, his thing is on the left. It doesn't matter. Too many people are caught up in politics because in reality, they want to divide all of us. They want to divide us all. The only thing that matters in this situation is God. And people need to start putting their focus on that in their own families and stop trying to divide themselves from their family, whether they want to vote for Trump or not. It doesn't matter. What matters is getting yourself in alignment and getting yourself ready and doing what you need to do for God, because a lot of people are out there, they're watching the news every single day. This is brainwashing their mind. They're watching this, they're programming themselves by watching it. The news is owned by the same companies. The same companies own the news. Of course, they want you to be brainwashed. Of course, they want you to get that dopamine hit, that fear, that rush of fear within you, so that you're going to be addicted to it over and over again, watching it over and over. They want you scared. They want you fearful. They want you fighting for your family, and they want you distracted. This is what they want.
Yeah, it's so true.
So, of course, we have our thoughts and our prayers go out to the President Trump, because we don't want to see anybody get shot and murdered on TV. I don't care who it is. I mean, this is absolutely crazy. You have someone running for president and they get assassinated in America. This is the craziest thing I have ever seen or heard. But one of the things that I truly believe is that your mind is the most powerful asset you have. Obviously, God, but God gave you your mind and free will so that you can decide if you want to use your mind and be powerful or if you want to be a loser and be an idiot. A lot of people choose to be an idiot. But the people that watch us, the people that are following God, the people that are with God, know that this is a positive thing whenever you get yourself involved with spirituality, whenever you get yourself involved with God, whenever you let God into your life. But the most important thing is to stop listening to the news. No one's talking about it. People just keep listening to it. It's just more chaos, more fear in their mind, and then they're going to be trapped. You're going to be trapped if you don't listen and you don't do it, because someone could get so warped from watching the news. Let's even forget all the conspiracies out there about this kid being in a BlackRock video and all this crazy stuff. Let's get all the conspiracies just out of the way. If someone did this, no conspiracies involved, it is because of the news has whacked their mind so much, has programmed them so much to think that Trump is evil, that this person is evil, that they're going to go out, a 20-year-old person, throw their life away and try and kill and murder somebody, like it's going to help anything. Yeah. This is how crazy the world has gotten.
Yeah, absolutely. It really, really is true, because so we don't subscribe to anything that takes people farther away from love, God, and family, right? And what we have to realize is in the US, the news, like I think especially the older generation, they grew up thinking that they can trust it, but I don't know what people think really the news is, that maybe it's like the government runs it or something. But we have to realize there's not even just the news, media, the newspapers, the radios, the news, the TV broadcasting stations. It truly is all run by the same 6 conglomerate companies. So, you know, those people that are billionaires and people tend to get mad because they don't pay their taxes and stuff and, we don't like them. Well, those are literally the people who own the news companies, you know? So do you trust their word? Because they're in charge of it. And everything is about money in this country, truly. Business is making money. So everything is about how to get more views, you know, how to keep people engaged. So we really have to look at that stuff with that critical eye. And when you see years and years and years and decades and all they're pushing is negativity, they are slandering people's names and making things so exaggerated. Because when I've done my own research, when it's time to vote and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I need to look into things, do my own research, I find that the news is just totally cutting clips and making things totally not true. Like it just plain not true. So, and especially you can see people just getting so negative over time watching these things. So I totally agree with you, Han, that regardless of all this division, and by the way, the best way to keep rule over us as citizens is keeping us divided and fighting with each other, you know? So absolutely, the news it's really bad. It really needs to be cut out.
What I believe is you should be running yourself off of your character and off of God and what God says to do. You shouldn't be loving the money and addicted to the money and the piece of paper that doesn't mean anything. That piece of paper isn't going to get you to where you need to go, isn't going to get you to ascension, isn't going to get you to heaven if that's what you believe. It's not going to get you there. What's going to get you there is your own state of mind.
Anything that brings people farther away from love, God, and family is not right. That's not ethical.
If you have a business, it's your obligation to make money. That's what the business is for. But there are ethical ways to go about making the money. But I also understand what you're saying, Kelly, where you're basically saying you can't fault these people for trying to make money because that's their job. You can only fault yourself if you're falling into the trap and listening to it, because it's your responsibility to know that they're trying to trick you and know what they're trying to do, and so that you can get over it and get through it and not be just confused by this misinformation, have it taint your mind, and you live in a crazy world. That's not what this is about. Stay with God, stay with your family, stay focused, and know that this is the time right now where we can change the world. If we stay focused, we get more people introduced to God, and we stay on the plan and on the path, the righteous path to God. So that is what this channel is all about. And it's not a political channel. It doesn't matter who you vote for or who you like. No. We don't care. All we have is love in our hearts for you and for God as well. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you everyone for donating, and we'll see you in the next video.